I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop.
Setting up the plasma torch is a lot of fiddling. It would be nice to have a dedicated station where I did just plasma cutting, and I wouldn't have to be connecting and disconnecting all this stuff and moving it back and forth and dragging things out. And the oxyacetylene torch is a lot easier to set up. Pull the hose out, put on the shield, hit the striker, cut.
Make sure I got a good ground. This will try striking an arc. I'm going to cut away this piece of junk first just to make sure I got the torch working and make sure I got a good ground. Oh yeah, that's working good. Now I want to cut this end off. And the torch tip has a loop on it. That's the standoff. I want to have the line enter through this side and exit through that side, because as I'm cutting, it does generate a little bit of slag. And I found if I try and run this loop over the slag, it causes a problem. It makes it jump and causes it to act like it's sticking, and really it's not sticking, it's just hung up on the slag drops. So if I have the small opening on this side, small opening goes over a white line. White line's not going to cause a problem. And the slag has a big opening to come out of. Well, that was not good. I got a piece of slag down my glove. I really need my welding gauntlets. I can't find them. They're somewhere. If I can't find them soon, I'm going to buy another pair, but they're like $30 or $40 for a really good pair, like I had. Okay. I'm going to come over here and cut the same way on that side. When I was cutting around this patch on the top, I had to stay that side of the line because I couldn't get down close to the steel without taking that plate off, and I really don't see the effort being necessary. So, to accommodate that, I had to pull back a little bit. That made a much wider plasma cut and caused me to have to stay on that side of the line so I can grind it back to the line. Well, that wasn't anywhere near as smooth as the first one. See if I can do better over here.
At this point, I was having problems getting a cut to go. I hadn't realized that the compressor was not on. I was running off the tank pressure, and as the tank pressure slowly dropped, I went down below the 70 psi that the torch really needs to do a good job cutting. So I was getting kind of a stutter step on the thing. It wasn't doing the the cut that I expected.
Much better. Ooh, I'm getting some heat back up out of that hole. I think I'm going to move around to this side. Let that heat go away from me. Now I'm stuttering. Let's try it this way. Left to right is usually my better hand. But we'll try right to left. Oh, that seems to work better. Now I'm going to roll the tank over so I can get to the other side. I'll move my cameras out of the way because I don't want to bang into them. You know what I need to do? And I should have done this the first time. I need to clamp a guide rail on there. Couldn't do it very easily on the curved part. On this flat spot, I should be able to make some kind of arrangement here so I can clamp this bar on there and use that as a guide. Really only need it as a reference line. It makes a big difference if you got something to work against. And I am so far out of practice with this thing that I need all the help I can get.
The compressor has a 60-gallon tank. It takes a long time to bleed down, and the lower the pressure gets, the longer it takes to get to a lower pressure. It's one of those volume things. But it's getting worse.
before ground.
The ground was a little bad, so it felt better after I cleaned the ground up a bit, but it wasn't the ground.
Well, the combination of the guide rail and repairing the ground did help quite a bit, but I think the rusty steel is not cutting as well as I expected. It did cut fairly well on the first cut, so I'm going to check the tip on the torch too, just to make sure I haven't screwed that up.
Still trying to figure out what it is. Haven't caught on to the air compressor yet. When all else fails, get a bigger hammer.
Well, I think it's going to work. Going to take a bit more flattening. I'll probably have to clamp a 2x4 to it, refine it a bit. It should function. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.